What's up, everyone? It's Ryan and Josh again. We're here sitting at this tree at the mountain bike trail, just getting some shade before we run some more jumps. And we have another hot question, hot topic to just dump our brains on, because we like just coming out here and sharing thoughts and exploring philosophies. So this question, it's kind of like a two-parter in a sense. It's not really even a question. It's more of a statement about the value of lifelong learning and the power of being uncomfortable. And so to clarify that a bit for you, Josh, and the audience, the idea of lifelong learning is that a lot of people, they learn what they need for their job and they get in routines and such with like their outside life. And yeah, you could live that way, no problem with it. But there's so much more to life. Like, think about the things that you love to do and think about how long it took to find them. What happens if you keep digging? You're probably gonna find other things you love to do. And through learning, being receptive to new information, like you want to learn about editing, dive into it. Don't just do the editing routine. Learn something new every time you're falling.
But my life is good.
It's okay. Set it back
really
up.
It must be a boring topic. They're snoozing on us.
Oh well. Helmet fell asleep.
Yeah, and then so to add to contribute that or connect it to the idea of not being comfortable, you want to keep progressing. You want to do things that are, stressful to an extent. Pressure makes diamonds, and you're formed by a world around you. So getting exposed to more stuff will solidify your confidence and knowledge in every aspect.
Wow.
Can you think of some takes on that, Josh?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually would take that, and I don't like the word uncomfortable because I have a firm belief that people don't do their best work being uncomfortable. Yes, you can get the job done, maybe, right? You can meet that mark, but there's at no time that you'll look at a professional or somebody even doing something really good at their job and they're saying that they're uncomfortable with the situation every day. My thing would be, with that ever learning, always learning, having that kind of outlook on life, and then being never complacent where you are. My wife would even say, like, I'm never going to be happy with wherever I am at, because I'm always going to be reaching for the next thing.
Yeah.
And I always want to climb that ladder no matter where I am. But that's just, the way I like to live my life. And I think it makes it fulfilling to me, because it's like, I have these accomplishments, so always be reaching for these accomplishments, always setting goals for yourself, where you hit that, you kind of hit it on the head, where it's like ever learning is huge, because if you're learning, you're progressing. And if you are progressing, you may be in that, like you said, pressure makes diamonds. You may be uncomfortable, but for me personally, I can't use that word, because I know for myself, I'm not going to be doing my best work being uncomfortable.
See, I think that's how our brains are different, because I feel like mountain biking, scootering, for example, like these things, when I'm doing the next big thing to me, like the next big jump, the next hard trick or whatever, I am in a state where I'm not comfortable. And when I'm in an uncomfortable state, I feel like my spidey sense is heightened, like a cat when its hairs go up. Like, I'm more sensitive to things and I perform at a higher level. When it comes to scootering, some of my worst slams were because I was too comfortable and I didn't respect like my speed or something, and I get like whiplashed. So personally, like, I like the word comfortable because I am a very comfortable person. Like, I come from a background of just like not having the hardest life, and so I grew up complacent. I grew up comfortable, and it wasn't until I started pushing those boundaries, like career-wise, school-wise, and like sport-wise, that I really started to see progression. Like, I realized I don't have to stay at this level if I don't want to. It's up to me, and it takes pushing those limits. And I think there's a connection there to being lethargic and like anxiety. Like, when you have two options, like, oh, jump a jump that's scary to me, or go home and watch TV, like, one sounds way easier and safer and like guaranteed good time, whereas the other one, there's inherent risk to it. So there is like growing pains to growth and learning, but I guess that comes down to our other talk about hobbies. Like, where do you put that effort to learn?
Yeah, I see where you're seeing it, and you just see, because like, I just don't like the word uncomfortable. I mean, would I say I'm comfortable on every single jump? Nah. But am I, once I have that jump under my belt, like, there's no other time that I feel more at ease. Like, honestly, like when I'm skydiving, like, it was weird when I first jumped out of the plane, because it was like I was very comfortable. I mean, I felt like, not even trusted the guy. I trusted myself. I never did a tandem because I wanted to pull my own chute. But anyway, to the back to the comfortable thing, it's like, when I am in that state of, people would say fear or, adrenaline, but like, personally, like, adrenaline has been my best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would definitely classify myself as an adrenaline junkie. I can't get enough. Like, I did diving competitively too, where it was like, I loved the high dive. You know what I mean? Like, that was like my favorite. I love doing the 3 meter and just getting, you know, new jumps off of that. And like, I want to, again, like, it gets to that, like, where I don't want to be complacent in my diving. I've hit a cap, like I've hit the same cap, and I haven't gained any more tricks, but it's like, I do have to come into that uncomfortable kind of setting, you know, and I can't be, you know, I have to ever learning, right? And the only way I can learn is to just huck it, right?
Yeah,
so I'm definitely gonna,
experience.
you know, if we are cliff jumping and it's like, if it's less than 20 feet and, you know, I can get a rock to break the surface, or if there's a waterfall or something like that to make it not as bad for a smack, I definitely want to huck a double gainer, man. Because like I find my gainers when I do them, it's like I'm always open because I know I have the time, and it's more of a layout, you know, and I do like to touch my feet or whatever. But you know, if I really did pull it in, I know I can snap it around, because I can snap it around on a dock.
Yeah.
So why not, you know, get that uncomfortableness and definitely learn from that experience, you know?
That, like, because I've always wanted to do a double flip of some kind, and yeah, doing a diving one seems like the safest version, because I'll take a back smack for trying a double backflip. Like, I'd rather smack my back on water than anything else. Let's put it that way.
Of course. Yeah.
You know?
Correct, dude.
But yeah, diving is interesting too, because it is like, we use the term unlock when we talk about jumps and stuff. Like, oh, that's unlocked. Because once you experience it, it's like a whole different world of what the object is that you're encountering with, you know? It's like, especially for mountain biking, because you're going so fast that you cover a lot of distance. And so when you're looking at the jump, it's like the scene from Jaws when it zooms in on the guy's face but pulls the background away. That's what I see. It's like vertigo, like, whoa, when you're high up. But when you're doing it in the moment, it's like, it's crazy how different it is. And you learn through progress, like you said.
Yeah.
And that's something I've been trying to implement more, is like, I'm a big like note taker. I take a lot of notes. I try to think things through.
I like it a lot.
More than I need to. Like, when I put on to-do lists for like you coming over, I put at the bottom of it, add to to-do list. Like, I'm trying to remind myself.
The list is never over.
Exactly. And so I've been just trying to plan out my life more in general, to be more methodical and like not miss opportunities and be ready for more opportunities.
Fun fact, 90% or something like that. Somebody fact check me in the comments, but basically, things that are written down have a higher significant chance of actually happening. So the second you write it down, you're already like 3 steps ahead of somebody that just said it out loud, of a goal or something that they want to accomplish. If you don't write it down, even just take that physical piece of paper, you know, I mean, you can type it into your phone and do that, fine. But like, the studies have been shown, like, if you are handwriting it out, a goal that you have, you're way more likely to actually reach that goal.
Yeah, I think what that comes down to is, if you think about it, people have a lot more of a memory of the things they do rather than the things they say.
Yes.
Or hear, you know?
True.
Like, you know exactly what you did all day. Like, you didn't forget, like, maybe for like a moment, but you don't forget much compared to like every phrase, every sentence you've said. Like, I can almost say what I do every day down to like a 5-minute window of, you know, task. So yeah, I think all of these are like micro like points of why lifelong learning is an important skill to have, and like an important goal. Like, I'm a big fan of people who have art in their house that say like, you'll figure it out, or stay true, you know, like things like that. I have a lot of notes at my house. I have a wall of like motivational traits of a person, like innovative, ambitious, and just seeing these words, it guides how your mind works. So I live in a kind of office space at home where I make things learning all the time. Like, what I really want to do is put like a map of LA by the toilet, so when I'm pissing, I'm studying the map, you know, like otherwise you just zone out. Like, what do you think about when you piss? I don't know.
What are you learning?
What are you learning?
Always learning, okay?
Yeah, question
Learn
of the day.
something new. Learn something new today, okay?
Yeah.
Viewers that are watching this, we challenge you, and we, you know, challenge you as well to throw in the comments what you did learn today. And
write something down.
Write something down. You know, if you take away one thing from this video, you know, huge part of that ever learning is definitely writing down your goals and getting them, you know, on paper, just so that it can remind you what you're striving for, and, you know, give you that reason.
Yeah.
And definitely, you know, getting in those uncomfortable situations, because it's always going to be uncomfortable to start, dude.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, we've been doing Danger's Edge for 3 years, And, you know, it was a grind. And I know we had a few months where we did not chug along because we both were, you know, in those different stages where it's like we both didn't have the time to throw into it.
Yeah, work,
you know?
looking for work.
Yeah, just like different
Out of
things.
content. It's
Out of
great
content,
having
you
a
know?
partner like this because yeah, when I'm off my game, Josh can see through the post. He's like, okay, Ryan's running out or something.
Yeah,
and he
or
comes
hey,
in
he's-
and he takes over for a
Yeah.
bit, you know, and that makes the burnout way less of a problem. But we're gonna cut it off there because we're probably pretty deep in our timer for this one too. And that was our talk about lifelong learning and embracing being uncomfortable, or what was the word you said?
Not complacent.
Not complacent. Yes.
Yeah.
And so
you know, ever learning, I think, is a big one for me that I'm taking away from this.
exactly. Yeah. And we're gonna do some learning right now.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you guys in the next Dangerous Edge video. It's been
Keep it
Josh
rolling.
and Ryan keeping it rolling.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Josh and Ryan from Dangerous Edge.